to keep your eyes open for somebody getting a whack up the backside.
Plenty of people were pleased to see the Ford on the pole position. We've had 2 of each this year, 2 Holden poles, 2 Ford poles.
The new generation of V8 supercars. Look at that, the new AU XR8 Falcon, the VT Commodore.
Such an advantage to be at the front in this mark because of the visibility. You get down the back, literally you can't see your hand in front of your face.
Well, Seaton's been working very hard on his stars. It's had to take an entirely different technique in getting this car away from the line than the EL, the preceding model. This is a much stiffer chassis. It really does bag up the rear tyres if you give it too much horsepower. Seaton, this will be the first time, though, I think he started one in the wet, so it's going to be difficult.
It's on a day like this, everybody appreciates the electric front windshield, you know, not getting the misting up. It's used to make people retire a lot of times.
All right, this will be interesting. A good start here is Paramount. Jason Bright sitting there alongside his Stone Brothers teammate Mark Larkham. What a change for him from 20th at Barbagallo to 3rd here. He needs a good start as well. He needs some good results in the Mitre 10 Ford. Just behind him, Stephen Ellery. We welcome Stephen back, and green, away we go. Lowndes looks like he's got the jump on the pit side of the circuit. Now someone has stalled or slowed there. McLean has got a disastrous start.
Mark Larkham made a fantastic start. You can see him sneaking around the outside there. Made a brilliant run for second row. Scaife too, making a sensational start. And look at the amount of spray. Dear oh dear, that's a dangerous moment trying to squeeze that many cars through turn 1 under these conditions. But Mark Scaife absolutely bolted into second position.
Up comes Jason Bargwanna as well. Bargwanna, who qualified 10th, looks like he's come up into about 5th. So a great start by the Gary Rogers Valvoline driver. He's back in about 7th. Faulkner's up there, so too Russell Ingall. The spray is blinding. Let's hope they all get through safely.
Terrible start for Seaton.
Peter Dillman in the Gatorade car. He's gone off on that early lap, but he looks like on the grass. Okay, Russell
on the inside, Russell.
Well, he wants to be the enforcer this weekend. This car is working very, very well for him. They found a good setup on the chassis. Oh, look at this.
What's that?
That's a tyre.
Oh, the Gatorade car.
It's lost a tyre. It's come off the rim. Look at this great battle here for 3rd position. Russell Ingall.
He's got Mark Larkham in the Mitre 10 Ford. Now there's the Dillman car. We get back to it. It's the 2 Mobil 180.
Look at this. This is on a knife edge, because especially the first lap, you don't know where the puddles are, and you come round and going as quick as you dare go, and by the time you get to find out where the surface water is, it's too late.
Look at how much they're skating around. Ingall gets a little bit of a break on the Mitre 10 Falcon. The better electrical Commodore of John Faulkner, Jason Bargwanna in the Valvoline machine.
Wright's gone backwards. He's lost quite a few positions from 4th back to about 9th as Faulkner looks up.
Good run, yes.
Gingerly looks up the inside.
Yeah, he's still there, look, right.
Oh, a bit of a biff there too.
Nudge.
So very, very close. Elbows out on this first lap around. Trying to find the puddles. It's an all-new track surface here in 1999. And look at Bargwanna, a big handful of opposite lock as they try and get 600 horsepower to the ground. The conditions are very, very slippery. And look at the amount of spray.
Garth Tander has been a big mover. He qualified well back down the pack in 18th, so he's come up nicely into that top 10.
Oh, look at that. That's...
Goodness me.
Yeah, it looked like somebody else.
Well, we'll have to look at that on the replay. The car could have aquaplaned. Could have aquaplaned, or he's got hit by someone else.
No, didn't see the beginning of it, but you saw the back end of it come out, Mar, and it's, to me, it looked like aquaplane.
Wow. Jason Bargwanna, you can see him getting out of the car. He would be absolutely disgusted, but he was a passenger in that one. As he headed back to the pits, the Valvoline driver in his day, well, we won't say it's over at the moment, but that car is very badly damaged.
So lucky, really, that it went sideways into that sign, and even though the signs are only made of polystyrene, at least it slowed him down a little bit before he actually hit the bank.
Bargwanna, the lonely walk back to the pits. The safety car is coming out on the circuit. That just goes to show you how treacherous the conditions are at Phillip Island today. You can see the 2 Mobil 1 cars together. They've got a big break on the pack, and Mark Scaife, in fact, leads the way. So while the safety car came out on the circuit, the order is here's the Shell Helix replay.
Yeah, look at that. I'd really like to see the beginning of it, because you just... It's hard to say whether he got touched at the back or not, but it's really nasty. That's so quick.
Words through that Thomas Mazzira has come into the pits as well. And there is The very ordinary looking Valvoline Cummins VT Commodore.
Also, the word is that Lowndesy jumped the start.
Well, yellow flag conditions continue. They haven't decided to bring the red flag out yet. They're not going to stop this one. Safety car will gather the field up, get a bit of a queue formed behind it, but they can see the massive amount of damage to that Valvoline Commodore. The first one built in-house by Gary Rogers Motorsport. And that's a great disappointment. Well, he was just in a ball of spray there, and the car just launched sideways. Didn't quite pick up the early part of that incident, but look at the damage. There's all that white stuff there, the polystyrene shell sign that was collected by the car as it came through, but bang, once it hit that wall, it just disintegrated.
Well, while it's early days, there's been a couple of very big movers in the pack. One is Stephen Richards, who sits in 6th position, and Garth Tander in 10th. Now, those guys qualified well down in the teens, so a successful start for them, but not so good for Jason Bargwanna. We'll take a break on your home of motorsport. This is how it sits after, well, literally only one lap. Scape, Lowndes, Ingle, Faulkner, Seaton, Richards, Larkham and Bow. All right after this. Welcome back to Phillip Island as we take a look at the Bargwanna incident.
Bargwanna is just a passenger here. It's basically what he's done. He's just hit a pool of water on the circuit, and the thing is aquaplane. You saw the back end just start to come round, and poor old Jace, the face, is sitting there an absolute passenger. There's nothing whatsoever he could do about it, and he was just very, very lucky that the thing went sideways and didn't go straight. It's an enormous impact there. You see that? Look at that. I don't know what that is. It looks like a bonnet or something. And the lucky thing about it was that it didn't come back out on the track, because if it had done, Lee, don't forget he was in 3rd place when it happened. It would have been a major accident.
So round 4 is over for Bargs. Jason Bargwanna back into the pits. We are back under race conditions after following the safety car around for a while.
Yeah, that's poor old HRT lot will be a bit upset about that, because they had a really the pair of them a brilliant lead, and in weather like this, conditions like this, to be out the front on your own, it makes a massive difference.
John Faulkner in the better electrical VT Commodore enjoying the wet conditions. It is Holden, the top 4 positions. Look at Stephen Richards behind Glenn Seaton. Stephen has come from well back in 16th position to be sitting 6th outright at the moment.
You get it, definitely. John Faulkner is in a hurry to get past Russell. Russell looks at the moment as if he's holding him up a bit, so watch out for further progress.
The rest of the field taking it very cautiously whilst trying to get up as high as they can. There's Neil Crompton and Dick Johnson having a battle. Well, Mark Osel's in pit lane, and he's got Jason Bargwanna.
Yeah, I certainly am, Lee. That was one of the most frightening things I've ever seen. What happened there?
I don't know, Mark. Actually, I was just coming down the straight there, and obviously I couldn't see a thing through the spray. I was just about to pull top gear, and the back just stepped down, and I must have hit a puddle or something. I didn't even see it.
Frightening accident. What were you thinking when you're going through that?
I just don't hit anything, but I could see the fence coming up, and I knew it was going to hit something. So I tried everything I knew to try and to stop it, to avoid it, whatever. But once it hit the wet grass, it was just, yeah, hang on and wait for it to hit something.
So you're out for the weekend. Have the car ready for Hidden Valley?
Well, yeah, it's obviously disappointing, Mark, for the whole Valvoline Cummins team. I mean, the guys have worked really hard up until this weekend. The car was one of the top 3 or 4 cars in the wet yesterday, and I was looking forward to it. But, yeah, we'll be back.
Bad luck, but we'll see you next time.
Thanks, Mark.
Get a load of Faulkner in a hurry. Absolutely, going flying.
Better electrical car, well balanced. Talking with Gary Lott and the guys yesterday, and they're on a real high at the moment. John had a great round at Barbagallo, had an incident with Neil Crompton in the last race, but his qualifying and races have been great the last couple of rounds, so they're on a real high. John's feeling very positive. In fact, some of the guys in their team said they've never seen John so on top of things, so that's great to hear, because he had a tough year last year, and things are going well, sitting 3rd at the moment ahead of Russell Ingles, Seaton, Stephen Richards, Mark Larkham maintaining 7th, Bow, Bright, and Paul Radicic has come from 18th position up into 10th, so Radicic enjoying the wet conditions as well.
Yeah, it's Seaton on board with Seaton there, and he's just paying the price for getting a lousy start, really. I don't know what happened there. He just went backwards at the start, and you can't afford to lose any amount of ground in these kind of conditions. Okay, they're better now because you can see the surface water's dissipated, but it's horror stories you want to see.
Well, you're not about to see too many bold moves.
No, absolutely. But they won't last very long if they do.
Similar situation with Bargwanna as to Larry Perkins when he came to grief yesterday. Larry will be joining us in race 2 to do a spot of commentary. We look forward to that as there's a gaggle of Fords here together. The Cat Ford, the Mitre 10 Ford, the Pertec Falcons there. So too the Shell Helix Ford of Paul Radisich just ahead of Garth Tander. Climbing up over Lukey Heights. This is the shot from Mitre 10 Ford of Mark Larkham.
It's funny how all of a sudden the Fords have lit up, haven't they? You know, it's suddenly come right.
Well, they're making ground. Look at Radisich. Whoa, Radisich barges through.
And,
Bright comes back on the inside, so not willing to give up that position. That's the battle for 9th and 10th. Now Radisich has lost a spot to Tander. Stephen Ellery on the back of that pack in the older EL Falcon.
this should be fun at the end of the straight. Oh, look at Brighty up the inside.
So Jason Bright struggling and battling here as he takes the inside line. Oh, that's where Jason Bargwanna came to grief. As he heads down and he has lost a couple of spots. Radisich now looking at an inside move on him as they come down. Tander's there as well.
Out on the sticky stuff out there. That's you see lose a lot of ground there.
Word just through that Cameron McLean has broken an axle, so the day not off to a good start for the Greenfield Mowers Ford driver, but during the safety car period, word through to us is that he has changed it. So the safety car period at least being good for somebody. Faulkner still sits third ahead of Ingle. Then we've got this battle of the Fords under brakes into Honda hairpin.
Oh, that's Mark Larkham going round and round and round.
Now, as they came in there, that was the battle between Bow and Larkham, and it's obvious as to what happened. Larkham's ended up on the grass and has lost probably about 7 positions.
Yeah, and he's got a truckload of grass in the front of his hair down there, you can see.
Look at that. Yeah, stuck up.
So he's going to be calling into the pits, I'd say. The team want to dig that stuff out there. But this is unbelievable racing. How slippery these conditions are all through the field. Scaife and Lowndes running as a dynamic duo at the front 5, almost 6 seconds. Let's have a look at that in the Shell Helix replay, Bass.
Touch up the backside, is it? Yes. So, oh, yes, that wasn't John Bowles' fault. John Bowles looked like he got a touch up the backside from Garth Tander, and poor old